Yeah, sorry about that, everything was upside down on the screen. So anyway, as you can see, I look super handsome today because I finally got rid of my ugly beard because it was just getting out of control. And the first impressions, I love those streetcars over here. The first impressions, the safety measures are back on in Toronto. They're saying they're gonna close down restaurants and everybody outside. That's why you see me wearing this, because I see people walking outside, they all have masks, you know, because they've had some spikes in the first few days. You see, like this guy, right? He's walking on the street, and the guy on the other side is biking. He has a mask on. So some guys have masks on, some guys don't, but especially over here, there's a, you know, it's very dense. Like I was walking on the sidewalk. It's people are all around you, you know, so you wanna wear a mask. And I don't know why I don't do mobile order, you know, because you go inside there, and she didn't want to let me in. Some young lady, like Gestapo, you know, KGB. Sir, please wait outside. And I look inside, I said, you have 4 people in there. Your sticker on the door says 5, maximum capacity 5. And I said, I assume they're talking about guests, not you guys, because there's 2 girls behind the counter, and this girl was just carouseling drinks from the counter to outside. And basically you go inside, you order, and then you have to wait outside, and she brings you the drinks and the food, and she puts it on a table outside the door. But I said, the sign says 5. Oh well, it's getting crowded here. I ignored her, waited inside, but then ordered my venti, and she drew this picture for me. I think that girl, I saw she was using a pen, and she was drawing some funny pictures on each person's cup, you know. And as I'm waiting outside, I see there's a bunch of other people who never went inside, and I see every like 10-15 seconds that girl comes out with a drink, and she says, mobile order for Stephanie, mobile order for, you know, Mike. And all these guys are around, so they're much smarter than me. So next time I'm gonna do this, so it's much faster, you know, like, because you're on my phone, the Starbucks app, of course, you know, it uses your location. So I opened the app, and right away it could see this this Queens Quay West Starbucks, and I could have ordered like mobile, right? And then it just charges the same way. Just takes longer nowadays to order in person, and you see all people are waiting outside. So you go, you order, and then they kick you out. And the weather's good, but it's getting cloudy, and the forecast said we're gonna have about 1 millimeter, up to 1 millimeter of rain after lunch. So now it's 11 o'clock or something in the morning. So I just had my breakfast, which was 2 cheese sticks and the coffee. And yesterday I fell off the wagon. I had some pizza, I had some stuffed pita with chicken. So that's it. Today we are back on the carnivore diet. And one more thing, one trucking related thing I did today was I was lying in bed and thinking about that, you know, that bad grease fitting and on the neck. You know, when they tried to grease my trailer, two fittings did not take grease. Like one we made it work on the booster. I just drained the air and I reinflated it, and the guy tried it and it worked. So he says sometimes you just need to move a piece or a part of the trailer or truck, you know, a little bit, and it starts taking grease. So we fixed that. It was a driver side fitting right on the pivoting point where the big arm goes up and down on the airbags, you know. So that one was fine. But at first I said, geez, this thing is like, you know, what, 10 months old, 9 months old now, and I'm having issues with but of course there's, you know, corrosion, there's rust, there's dirt, right? But he said, okay, we fixed that one. But he says this one, the other one you have, and these sparrows here, looks like they like this little mini garden over here. So, but fall is definitely coming, if it's not already fall, right? And so yeah, one fitting was on the, you know, where I have the 3 cylinders on the neck. The one on the left, on the driver's side, right at the base where the cylinder is connected to the neck, further away from the truck. That fitting didn't want to take grease, and he says he has like 100 psi in his gun. And so I found a replacement fitting, right? Put it in, because I thought maybe it can be like just the fitting got stuffed with dirt, right? And then yesterday I was in my yard and my neighbor was working on his truck, and I said, hey, I know you have all kinds of tools. Do you have a grease gun? And he says, yeah, I do. But he had this manual grease gun. It didn't want to work properly. And we tried it. He says, no, it's not working. And I said, hey, does your gun work? And he took it out. There's no grease coming out of the tip. And then finally he made it work, and then he says, no, it's not taking grease. And I said, okay, let's try raising and dropping the neck, you know, again, trying that movement between parts. And we tried that, and he says, okay, it's taking, but very slowly, very little, you know. And so I really want to fix that, because, you know, with the winter's coming. And then the other thing that makes me unhappy is that you know, the arm that you have to twist to change the ride height, right? Those ride height control arms, right? So you move them, and recently they've been getting harder and harder to move, you know, like this thing doesn't want to spin. It's supposed to spin like on this big shaft, right? And it gets really stuck, so you have to hit it with something like a hammer, or I was just climbing on the top and hitting it with my leg. You know, that's not a proper procedure, right? And I don't think it's bent, because that's like this size, you know, I don't know, 5-6 inches, no, maybe 4 inches in diameter. So there's no way you can bend it. That thing got bent from a load. I don't think so. But I look on the inside, that thing has also grease fittings on the outside. And the guy, you know, he says it took grease, but when I look inside, you can see the actual shaft in there, in the crack. It's all rusty, you know, like that grease for some reason doesn't go inside past the frames of the trailer. So I think it's all full of grease. Like, again, especially because this trailer was sitting for 2 years in Alabama, waiting to be sold, right? And so I got it in 18, but it's actually 2016 model, right? So it was sitting for 2 years with no grease and the open sky, you know. And I think that's what's happening. And so I was thinking where I can go, and I remember these guys in near Guelph, Ontario, that were installing PTO on my Kenworth when I just got it, and the Kenworth dealer has a contract with them, so they do installation on new trucks, you know, they can do anything. And so I called them, even today is Saturday, but I have the cell number of the supervisor, and he's answered the phone. I said, hey, I know Monday is a Thanksgiving here in Canada, right? So how about Tuesday? Would it be okay if I bring my trailer? I'm just gonna bring the neck, you know, just hook up the neck to the truck. I said I need to fix these grease fittings, and I have issues with that. You know, the arm is basically a rust, some rust. I want somebody to take them apart and grease them properly. And the guy says, well, I don't think it's gonna be a problem. And they open at 6, and so I said, okay, I'll be there first thing in the morning, maybe 7 or 6 even, you know, because Wednesday I have to be 400 miles away loading near Youngstown. So I hope these guys can fix it. I know the grease fitting is not a big issue. They just have to take that pin that's holding the cylinder, and it's probably full of rust in there. But I'm a bit concerned about this ride height thing, you know. It's weird. I hope it's just rust. I hope that I didn't damage anything when loading or unloading. I like this spot. There's an airport, island airport in the distance over there. Sometimes you see some planes taking off and landing. And here we have some boats. You know, toys of rich people. And of course that's your TV tower, CN Tower. And you see that there's a bridge here for pedestrians, but for some reason they closed it. See, the one section is up, but you know, when it was working, it was pretty cool. You can go in and stand in the middle of there. And I was taking pictures of these boats. Very cool. I like this waterfront in Toronto. And the water seems to be pretty clean. Over here they have these little hills for skateboarders, so which again offers a good view on these on this mini marina. So this reminds me Baltimore. You know Baltimore? I did a similar tour in Baltimore on the waterfront. Love the waterfront over there.